Final part of Kaddo's wall story. And then one year there was a bad harvest for Kaddo. There wasn't enough rain to grow the corn, and the earth dried up hard and dusty like the road. There wasn't a single ear of corn in all of Kaddo's fields or the fields of his relatives. The next year it was the same. Kaddo had no seed corn left, so he sold his cattle and horses to buy corn for food and seed for a new planting. He sowed corn again, but the next harvest time it was the same, and there wasn't a single ear of corn on all his fields. Year after year, Kaddo's crops failed. Some of his relatives died of hunger, and others went away to other parts of the kingdom of Sano, for they had no more seed corn to plant, and they couldn't count on Kaddo's help. Kaddo's workers ran away because he was unable to feed them. Gradually, Kaddo's part of the town became deserted. All that he had left were a young daughter and a mangy donkey. When his cattle and his money were all gone, Kaddo became very hungry. He scraped away a little bit of the flour wall and ate it. The next day he scraped away more of the flour wall and ate it. The wall got lower and lower. Little by little it disappeared. A day came when the wall was gone, when nothing was left of the elegant structure Kaddo had built around his house and on which he had used to sit to listen to the people of the town when they came to ask him to lend them a little seed corn. Then Kaddo realized that if he was to live any longer, he must get help from somewhere. He wondered who would help him. Not the people of Tendella, for he had insulted and mistreated them and they would not want to help him. There was only one man he could go to, Sogol, king of the Ghana people, who had the reputation of being very rich and generous. So Kaddo and his daughter got on the mangy, underfed donkey and rode 7 days until they arrived in the land of Ghana. Sogol sat before his royal house when Kaddo arrived. He had a soft skin put on the ground next to him for Kaddo to sit upon, and had millet beer brought for the two of them to drink. "Well, stranger, in the land of the Ghana, take a long drink, for you have a long trip behind you if you came from Tendella," Sogol said. "Thank you, but I can't drink too much," Kaddo said. "Why is that?" Sogol said. "When people are thirsty, they drink." "That is true," Kaddo replied, "but I have been hungry too long, and my stomach has shrunk." "Well, drink in peace then, because now that you are my guest, you won't be hungry. You shall have whatever you need from me." Kaddo nodded his head solemnly and drank a little of the millet beer. "And now tell me," Sogol said, "you say you come from the town of Tendella in the kingdom of Seno. I've heard many tales of that town. The famine came there and drove out many people because they had no corn left." "Yes," Kaddo said, "hard times drove them out, and the corn was all gone. But tell me, there was a rich and powerful man in Tendella named Kaddo, wasn't there? Whatever happened to him? Is he still alive?" "Yes, he is still alive," Kaddo said. "A fabulous man, this Kaddo," Sogol said. "They say he built a wall of flour around his house out of his surplus crops, and when he talked to his people, he sat on the wall by his gate. Is this true?" "Yes, it is true," Kaddo said sadly. "Does he still have as many cattle as he used to?" Sogol asked. "No, they are all gone. It is an unhappy thing for a man who owned so much to come to so little," Sogol said. "But doesn't he have many servants and workers still?" "His workers and servants are all gone," Kaddo said. "Of all his great household, he has only one daughter left. The rest went away because there was no money and no food." Sogol looked melancholy. "Ah, what is a rich man when his cattle are gone and his servants have left him? But tell me, what happened to the wall of flour that he built around his house?" "He ate the wall," Kaddo said. Each day he scraped a little of the flour from the wall, until it was all gone. A strange story, Sogol said, but such is life. He thought quietly for a while about the way life goes for people sometimes, and then he asked, "And were you, by any chance, one of Kaddo's family?" "Indeed, I was one of Kaddo's family. Once I was rich. Once I had more cattle than I could count. Once I had many cornfields. Once I had hundreds of workers cultivating my crops. Once I had a bursting granary. Once I was Kaddo, the great man of Tendella." "What? You yourself are Kaddo?" "Yes, once I was proud and lordly, and now I sit in rags asking for help." "What can I do for you?" Sogol asked. "I have nothing left now. Give me some seed corn, so that I can go back and plant my fields again." "Take what you need," Sogol said. He ordered his servants to bring bags of corn and to load them on Kaddo's donkey. Kaddo thanked him humbly, and he and his daughter started their return trip to Tendella. They traveled for 7 days. On the way, Kaddo became very hungry. He hadn't seen so much corn for a long time as he was bringing back from the kingdom of the Ghana. He took a few grains and put them in his mouth and chewed them. Once more, he put a few grains in his mouth. Then he put a whole handful in his mouth and swallowed. He couldn't stop. He ate and ate. He forgot that this was the corn with which he had to plant his fields. When he arrived in Tendella, he went to his bed to sleep, and when he arose the next morning, he ate again. He ate so much of the corn that he became sick. He went to his bed again and cried out in pain, because his stomach had forgotten what to do with food. And before long, Kaddo died. Kaddo's grandchildren and great-grandchildren in the kingdom of Seno are poor to this day. And to the rich men of the country, the common people sometimes say, "Don't build a wall of flour around your house." I want to ask you, after you have listened to part 1, when you make a prediction, you guess about what is going to happen. Did you guess that the story was going to end happily, or that it was going to end sadly? To be honest, comment your prediction that you thought after listening to part 1 in this video section. Did you predict correctly or not? Finally, the moral of this story: greed and pride lead to downfall, while kindness and generosity bring true wealth. The Kaddo's story teaches that wealth loses its value when it is shared with others. His selfishness and arrogance made him blind to the needs of his community, and when hard times came, he had no one to help him. The very thing he used to show off his riches, the flour wall, became his food for survival, symbolizing how greed ultimately consumes itself. In real life nowadays, when people use their success only to show off instead of helping others, they may end up isolated and helpless when challenges arise. True prosperity lies not in what we keep, but in what we give. Thank you for listening. See you in the next video.